everybody, Tom Barnish. This is the Chicago scene, and we're doing something for the holidays. And I thought I'd invite my friend Brian Fallon on, who has been at WGN a couple times, but more importantly, he's here now. And good morning to you, sir. How are you?
I'm well. Good morning.
Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. And I know you got a busy schedule. We are in the holiday season, and you wrote a Christmas/holiday or feel-good album, if you will, to celebrate the season of the holidays, and that's called Night Divine. Did I get that right?
Yeah, I didn't write it though. It was written.
I'm sorry, you didn't write it. You
ago.
recorded it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I recorded.
Sorry. You mean you didn't write?
I did not write Amazing Grace.
Amazing Grace. That was the one I was just listening to. Yeah, that's true. I'll make that really clear. Yeah, you recorded an album, and even some of the album you did. One of the music videos I just watched, you did an album, or you did the music video inside a church that you've passed by as a kid growing up on your way home, so much so that it was impactful to do this video, but also some of the lyrics of a song that you did with your band, the Gaslight Anthem, right? The 59 sound.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, like it ties in. It all ties in.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Not necessarily that church, because it was a church that we passed by. It's been there since the 1700s. It's called Christ Church in Shrewsbury. So I don't actually know that much about it previously, but now I know a little bit more because we recorded the video there. And the thing that stood out to me about it was it had this like giant, well, first of all, it's like very like wooden and like old school, very 1700s looking. And it was probably one of the oldest things in New Jersey, one of the oldest buildings.
Wow.
And it has like there's rumors that like George Washington went there during one of the battles, and we don't know, we can't confirm, can't deny. But it had a giant graveyard, and I was a kid, I was kind of like, well, that's scary. But it's packed grave, full house, no tickets left, sold out. But old graves, like very old, and you could tell, like there was 1703 or something like that. Really?
Oh yeah, so this is like the birth of our country gravesite.
Yeah, this is like, so that, and I remember seeing this all the time and like being like, wow, this is this is wild, and being at home. And I'm sure that probably filtered in all the way even until, writing like the 59 sound, because it has those elements of those kind of things in it. And it
Sure.
does. That's one of the images that stayed with me since I was a kid. Well, for me, this was the first thing I remember hearing. So like my mom would play these songs when I was really little. She would just play them around the house on her guitar, and she would sing them too, if she wasn't playing them. So it was the first live sound that I heard that was like songs, and it was really like impactful to me. And I think that some of the melodies and things going on, and they're a little bit like grand, and that definitely influenced me. You could hear it in like the stuff you can hear probably everything I do, but like it's just that's the style I sort of chase. And but really in the Gaslight Anthem, you could hear the sound of those things, and it even like influences the things I like about, like the Bruce Springsteen stuff. It's like very, his stuff is very like, he grew up very Catholic, so you can hear that in the music sometimes. Yeah, you can hear that. You hear that stuff when you're a kid. So you can find it, and I remember it being like a big impact on me melodically.
I imagine so. Just talk about some of the album or the songs that you did record on this. Some of them are old school traditional. Some of them are a little bit more of what you just talked about. Some of those Catholic songs that you heard growing up, then you all put it together on the album.
Yeah, I mean, I took the songs that I just like remembered. I didn't really research them as far like where they came from or what they were used for, but I remember kind of picking them out, being like, well, I remember this one and I like this one. And the first one, the Virgin Mary Had One Son, that kind of came from that was like a mix of the folk background that I had from my mom. And I heard Odetta sing that song first, and then I heard Joan Baez sing it, and I kind of mixed their two versions together and came up with the version that you hear on the record. But that was like a traditional thing too. Like folk singers they would sing, like the old spiritual songs, and like they would even sing, they got a lot of those songs. They're their songs, even like the new songs. Bob Dylan got a lot from old spiritual songs. But I will say the last song on the record,
Yeah.
that's a song I heard my mom's church sing. So I was watching online one day, and I heard them sing this song, and I was like struck by it, kind of like stopped me for a second. I was like, what is this? It sounded like an old, like Irish, like, hymn or something. And I thought it was old. Come to find out, it's a brand new song. I guess it was written in like 2019 or something like that. And it's a newer Christian artist, I guess, who sang it. I've heard the original version. I don't want to say the name wrong, so I'm not familiar with I'm not super familiar with their work. But
Sure.
But I heard the song and I was like, this is great. I'm like, I'm gonna record this because it sounds like a cool thing to, like, I don't know. It sounded like very like my family's Irish, I'm Irish, and it's very like an Irish thing to say to someone. The like to leave them with like a blessing. That's like a
Sure.
real Irish thing to do. And I felt like that was the kind of song where you didn't have to be religious of any kind to just be like, listen to it and go like, appreciate that,
Yeah, I feel like a lot of music is that, especially this kind of music when you're talking about the holidays. If you like it, you like it, right? It doesn't matter,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And with it being the holiday season, and you recorded the album during a pandemic, you at your house. Did I read that right? Where you did this
Yeah.
whole thing at your house? What was that like for you?
Oh, that was tough because my house, the room that I write in, the room that I'm in right now, it does not have doors.
Ah,
So it's exposed to the rest of the house. So there's lots of noise because I have children and they run
mhm.
around and they do children things. And during this, there was a lot of like the online school for a while,
Oh yeah, I remember that.
which, yeah. So I was like in the bedroom closet with like blankets under the doors trying to record the guitars and stuff for a while. The whole thing got erased, which was awesome. I was halfway through the record, totally
Oh no.
got it deleted off my hard drive, but like by a fluke, total fluke. I called Apple and they were like, "Oh, they'll get it back for you." And they were like, "This is never coming back. I don't know what you've done, but it's gone."
Oh,
So
I
I had
thought
to
I was
start
only
over.
that guy that happens to.
Well, yeah. So that's never happened to me before, but it taught me to back it up in two places. So
Yeah.
thank you. But it was really hard to do everything, and I had to do it all myself because obviously couldn't have anyone over. The only person I had over was my mom, and she works at a hospital, so that's why she had a vaccination pretty early.
Ah,
So
sure.
so she was able to come over. Um, and I don't know, it was not easy, but
How long was
I
the
would not
entire
do it
process?
again. Oh, I mean, it took months. It took like I
Oof.
would say 10 or 12 weeks for me to get it right. And I was calling my friends, who did this. I called Peter Cadis. I called Kurt Leon, who both worked on Local Honey, and they helped me out and really kind of. They said, "Do this, don't do that." They even sent me like some EQ charts, things to like watch out
Oh
for,
wow.
like for yeah, really, really helpful. And I mean, they did that for free. They didn't have to do that, but they did.
It's funny what you do when you're in the pandemic. It's crazy. I've had a bunch of bands throughout the years that tell me each an individual story. This one though, doing it in the closet with the online learning going on, and then, hey dad, I need help or what. I mean,
Yeah,
that's got to be
tough.
tough. Just get the back in the mindset when you're there. You're doing things with the kid, and then you're coming back into the room doing. Where was I? Where am I at? I got to start over or
Yeah,
whatever.
lots of starting over. And then lots of like learning, because you can't just sit down and record a guitar and it's like all of a sudden it sounds like a record. It sounds terrible. And then you have to figure out miking. And I was on YouTube constantly trying to figure this stuff out. It was really difficult. I will say that. It was probably one of the most difficult things I've ever done.
Wow. For for
Can't
people
recommend.
for people who want to purchase it, what's the best way for them to do that before we forget to mention that you can stream it or
Oh,
purchase it, right?
yeah, you could stream it, but that, stream, I would say go, I get like,
You want
for
to, yeah.
me, I go buy it and then
Yeah,
stream it all you want. I would say go buy the record because it's nice looking. It's got swirlies on it.
it
Uh,
does. I'm looking at it
it's
right now
cool.
here. Very
Yeah,
nice.
it's nice. And I think it looks good. Um, but if you, so do that and then stream it all you want after that. But, yeah, you could go get it from my website. I mean, it's my record label that put it out. So it's me.
What's the website?
It's I think it's just brianfallon.net. I
Well, I'll
think. I've
I'll
never been to
double.
my website.
Oh, well, first time for everything. I'll make sure to double
It's
check.
not a
You're a
thing I
musician.
check. Yeah,
I
some
get it.
people some people Google their name. Some people don't go to their website. I got to go to the
I'm
supermarket. I don't have time for that.
well, before I let you out of here, I wanted to ask you, like, because it is the time of year that we're in, is there anything that you do with your family that you know that is a traditional thing that you do
Yes.
around Christmas time?
We have two things.
Yeah.
So one thing is we do Merry Grinchmas. So we it's just funny. Well, my son's birthday is right before Christmas, like 2 days before Christmas.
Ah,
So we have the birthday celebration, then we have the Merry Grinchmas where we set out the cookies for Santa, and like he comes and we make a mess and whatever. And we do that for the kids, and the Grinch thing is just where we like we have like Grinch stuff everywhere. Like the
cool.
the night before Christmas. It's silly, but it's fine. And the other thing we started doing is we started packing. We go and find places that are giving toys to kids that don't have any money. So we're teaching
That's
the
great.
kids to pack the boxes and send them away. And we just put aside a bunch of money at the end of the year, like whatever we can spare extra. And
Mhm.
we try to teach the kids that, like, we have a lot. Thank you to everyone who's actually bought my records and then streamed them, whatever, because that's why. And then we try to just give back to kids, really, because grown-ups are kind of nasty and mean, and like the rest of us. So we just, I'm just playing, but we try to, we start sending toys to kids. That's what we try to do. That's the thing. It's great. I mean, it's like, you could do it. We do a church one. We do a Kiwanis one, actually.
Oh, sure, the old
Local,
Kiwanis
yeah.
Club.
Yeah,
So
local,
you
local. You gotta, local. You gotta support your local, whatever.
and look forward to playing your record, man, on the
Thank you.
actual on Christmas. The Christmas season will be in heavy rotation right next to Frank Sinatra. So there you go.
Oh, see, that's all right. That's good. I found the good one. Nat King Cole, good one. I like that one.
Yeah, for sure. I love all
Check
of them.
that one out. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you, I don't know if you remember because we're about the same age, kids. We grew up in there was these albums back in the day where all of like the superstars recorded on, like Tom Petty, Bob Seger, Bonnie Raitt. It was called That's What I Call Christmas. I don't know if you remember when those came out. It was like That's What I Call Christmas,
yeah.
1,
Okay.
2. It might be on like number 48 now, but back in the day when you heard like your heroes growing up, like Tom Petty or Seeger singing some of these Christmas songs that you've heard Frank Sinatra sing and whatnot, and now you are added into that mix in the Barnes household, my friend. So thank you for that. It's nice to have, Frank is great. He's fantastic, but it's nice to have some newer sounds in there. So thank you.
Thank you. Well, thank you for doing that.
Absolutely. I wish you all the best to you and your family and your new pup that you got there.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas and happy holidays to you.
Thank you. You as well.
No problem.